ating mga balita. Sisimulan na po ngayong araw o ngayon pong hapon ang botohan para sa panukalang Bangsamoro Basic Law. At kaugnay po niyan, alamin natin ang update mula po sa aming kasamang si Freddie Abando. Mag-uulat mula sa camera live.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Kirby. Ngayong hapon, sisimulan na ng House Ad Hoc Committee ang pagbabalangkas sa proposed draft Bangsamoro Basic Law. Ngayong hapon ay tatalakayin nilang mga ilan provision na miyembro ng House Ad Hoc Committee na may problema sa Constitution. Of course, sa loob ng 2 araw, ang 75-member man committee ay magkakaroon ng pagkakataon upang ipaliwanag ang kanilang posisyon kung pabor sila o hindi. Pero sa hapon na ito, makakasama natin ang ilang members ng Peace Council, and at the same time, makakasama ho natin ngayon dito live si Cardinal Quevedo ng Cotabato. Cardinal, gaano ho kahalaga ang BBL na mula nung 8 years old ho kayo, nandyan na ho kayo sa parte ng Mindanao?
I've seen the conflict from close, intermittent warfare between the Moro National Liberation Front first, and then later the MILF. And also the BIFF, because all these three are in my archdiocese. So I see the BBL as the culmination of 17 years of negotiation between the government of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. And in those 17 years, I saw ups and downs, even the compromises and sacrifices, just to have 3 major principles in my mind that are very important.
Ang tanong ho, Cardinal, is for so long a conflict that you have seen, 68 years na nakita ko niyo yung conflict. Ngayon na nandiyan ang ating Pangulo, fully committed to it, talagang may pag-asa ba ang BBL na yan ang maging solusyon sa hidwaan ng ating mga kapatid dyan sa Mindanao po?
I think he has the will to achieve peace in his administration, and he has the so I think he has the influence on the Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, not simply because of the presidential power, but the power of his own persuasion regarding the BBL on its own merits. I wish to see this afternoon how the House of Representatives go beyond Mama Sapano and into the merits of the BBL.
Well, Cardinal, you cannot escape the fact that some members of the House, sinasabi po nila na may mga ilan provision na unconstitutional, and of course yung peace na yung kasama ko ninyo si Cardinal Antonio Tagle, overall they are saying it is compliant with the Constitution.
From my own study of the BBL, from the time it was being drafted, from its source, the CAB up to now is generally according to the Constitution. There are some things that need to be reworded to be clearly within the Constitution.
Ano yun?
Yung, for instance, the powers of the Bangsamoro government over what the Congress was saying constitutional bodies, auditing, COAM, and all that. For me, it is clear enough in the Bangsamoro Basic Law, but I think a rewording of it so that clearly they are within the powers of the national commissions or national agencies related to them. And I think that is clear. It is not a matter of deletion. It's a matter of rewording, clarifying, so that these provisions on the constitutional bodies, so-called, would be clearly within the Constitution and within the power and responsibility of the national.
You're talking of the constitutional offices.
Yes, that's right. What they call national constitution.
Cardinal, yung sa issue po ng pagbubuo ng isang Bangsamoro Police, ano ho yung take niyo dyan?
It's the same. I think the suggestion of the Peace Council on that is very clear, that on this, the NAPOLCOM must its authority and responsibility over all the police in the country should be reaffirmed, and the regional police force of the should be under the NAPOLCOM. That is clear enough, and so they have added the words without prejudice to the powers of the National Police Commission.
One major concern na hindi ho matanggal-tanggal sa isip ng mga ilan po yung pagbuo daw ng Bangsamoro entity. It's a question of whether they will maintain their allegiance to the flag or secede in the future. Ano sa tingin niyo po?
It is clear enough that the Bangsamoro Basic Law will be under the control of the lawmakers, and the lawmakers are Congress, and the Congress would have clear control over what is to be revised and what is to be amended. If revision and an amendment is done without the power of it will be invalid. There's no way that the MALF would secede in the future on the basis of the Bangsamoro. It must be amended. If it's amended, it is in the power of the Congress.
Isang katanungan na lang mo, Cardinal. Nakita niyo ang labanan, nakita niyo ang paghihirap ng ating mga kababayan dyan. Nagkaroon ng ating Pangulo para tapusin na yan. Tingin nyo ba yung kahirapan na dala ng labanan dyan ay talagang matutugunan ng hindi lang ng Aquino administration kung hindi ang susunod na administration?
Yes. The implementation of the basic Bangsamoro Basic Law is very important. It is a question of social justice and peace and development, and the Bangsamoro Basic Law promises that. And I hope that the implementation of it will be monitored by everyone concerned so that there is no deviation from what is there.
Thank you very much and God bless, Cardinal.
Thank you very much.
Kasama din ho natin ang chairman ng House Committee on the Bangsamoro. Live dito bago siya mag-umpisa si Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. Sir, live po tayo sa ating news at 1 sa PTV4.
Okay.
Handa na ho ba kayo?
We are ready to start at 1:30 so that we can have an executive session first to decide whether we should open it to the public. I am of the opinion that whatever concerns our congressmen have on an open session, still that will not prevail over the transparency. That people should know what are the proposed amendments and who are proposing them, and in the voting, who voted for the amendments, who voted against, so that everyone will know what the congressmen have voted on. And then after that particular issue, we will have the media enter the Nograles Hall, and we start with the voting on the preamble, and then down the line to 220 provisions.
So ibig sabihin ho, bawat provision you're going to vote?
Yes, each provision should be voted on. 220 provisions, but about 3/4 of the provisions, because there's already a unanimous support for that. Only the contentious issues, but still we have to vote on all of them. But what I mean is that for those that are no amendments, then it will be a very fast vote. For those that are some amendments, then we can just allow some manifestation.
Ano ba yung mga contentious issues so far? Yung mga constitutional bodies?
Still the constitutional bodies. The Bangsamoro Commission on Audit, which cannot be done because we have a audit. We have a National Commission on Audit. They cannot have an electoral body because we have a COMELEC. They can have their own Civil Service Board because we have a Civil Service Commission. The Ombudsman has always the primary powers over discipline of public officials and not the Bangsamoro government. And then the human rights, it's a national commission. And then the police we cannot give the chief minister operational control and supervision of the police, because the police is under the city and municipal mayors in terms of operation control. And lastly, and then second to the last, is the military. The commander-in-chief cannot be subject to any permission, any coordination before the deployment of the armed forces there, because under the Constitution, the defense and security of the region shall be the responsibility of the national government. And lastly, which even the Peace Council agrees, we remove the opt-in provisions of the 10% of the areas adjacent to the Bangsamoro.
Well, everything is a numbers game. Sa tingin nyo, may majority to approve it?
Well, we don't know the numbers game because we are going to vote section by section. But I would say that by and large, our congressmen will be voting for peace. And so as long as we take out these unconstitutional provisions, I think we have the big support from our congressmen.
Matatapos tayo bukas?
If not tomorrow, Wednesday.
And then sa susunod na linggo, yun na yung you will submit it to plenary. Are you going to finish it before you adjourn Senate?
Of course, we're supposed to finish it by the end of the month. May, so to the Senate on the first week of June.
Maraming salamat
Thank you.
Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, Chairman ng House Ad Hoc Committee. Silang tatalakay sa proposed Bangsamoro Basic Law. 2 araw yan, Kirby. Baka bukas, ang sinabi niya, pwedeng aprobahan o pwede rin sa Miyerkules. Mula sa Kamara, ito si Freddie Abando, nag-uulat.
Alright, maraming salamat sa iyo, Freddie Abando.